What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you all had yourselves a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever holiday you're celebrating. I hope you had a great one. But we're here live tonight behind enemy lines, talking about the Eagles' Week 17 opponent, the New Orleans Saints. So I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time tonight. Again, hope you all enjoyed the holidays, stayed safe out there, got everything you wanted. But if you have any questions, any comments you want to throw my way, please feel free to do so. Now, yesterday had a couple updates on Avonte Maddox and Lane Johnson. Go check those videos out. And then tomorrow will be the initial injury report. So we'll have an update on everybody, and we'll see where things land with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Jalen Hurts, Jordan Davis. So we know about Avonte out indefinitely, Lane Johnson out for at least the regular season. So woo, a lot of stuff to go over, but tonight we're talking about the New Orleans Saints, getting to know their the conference and divisional standings, their stats, their rankings, their injuries, their roster, the depth chart, coaching staff, all of it. But if you have any questions, feel free to throw them my way. We've got a couple in the chat already. Let's check it out. My man, Drew, let's go. Starting this week off right. That's what I'm talking about. And you know we're going behind enemy lines tonight. We're going to break down everything about the Saints, but anything on your mind about the Eagles, please feel free to ask. Whatever's on your mind, I'd love to hear it. Drew, I hope you're doing well, my man. Got to talk to you yesterday, but I hope you had a Merry Christmas anyway. And the same goes to you, everyone out there. And Tyree, you as well, my man. Let's go. You know it, dude. Hope you had a very Merry Christmas. Appreciate you taking the time tonight. And now we've got Liz in the building. Let's go. Now that is an all-star lineup. We've got Tyree, Liz, Drew. Oh, that's how we want to start it off. Let's go. I'm all about it. Hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. Appreciate you guys taking the time. What do we do for the slot offensively and defensively? Well, go check out that video about Avonte Maddox. Talked about that, but I'll give you a quick little response here. For me, you sign Andre Chachere off of the practice squad, bring him to the active roster. He is your depth piece. You have C.J. Gardner-Johnson when he comes back, starting at nickel corner. Reed Blankenship has done so well at safety. It's not that I want CJ to have to change positions, but with Josiah Scott struggling, I might consider playing CJ over him. So for me, you have Scott and you have Chachere, both versatile guys that can be depth at safety and nickel corner. I would feel more comfortable with that if, and especially if it's a long injury for Avonte. You need somebody that knows the scheme. We're at the end of the season here. I understand a lot of people want Cre'Von LeBlanc. Hey, try him out. Maybe he can make the practice squad, get elevated, bring something to the table. I'm all aboard, whatever we got to do. But we've got other guys we talked about, Mario Goodrich, Anthony Harris, everybody. So go check that video out, my man. But hope I was able to give you an answer there. Love to see you already laughing and smiling in here. Let's go. That's what it's all about. My man, Tim in the building now. Now we've really got the all-star cast going. Let's go, baby. We're ready to talk about the New Orleans Saints. Tim's ready. I know you're all ready out there. Go Eagles. Let's go. My man Eric in here. Let's keep this train moving here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Eric, Tyree, Tim, Liz, Drew, all of you out here, whether you're watching live or later. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. But let's get this bad boy started. We're going to start off with not only the NFC standings, but the NFC South as well. And let's start it off with the South. Take a gander here at what the Saints have been able to do this year and where they stand in their division. And right now, they are third at 6-9. And they've had their issues with quarterback and so many other things. Their defense, which used to be such a great run defense, has become more of a pass defense. So many things changing for this team, but they find themselves third in their division. And just in case you forgot, I'm going to show you the Eagles real quick. The NFC East, that didn't change. We're still on top. Let the haters hate. Talk about the season is over for the Eagles, this, that, the other thing. That's laughable. Not even considering us a contender anymore. I've been seeing it all, and I love every second of it because guess what? Not only are we atop the NFC East, but the NFC and the NFL as a whole. So 13-2 sitting there, the number one seed. And then our opponent, the New Orleans Saints, sitting there at 12th in the NFC at 6-9. And look, they don't want to, they know if they lose, it makes the fleecing we did to them with that draft pick even better. We've got CJ Gardner-Johnson from them. We know we want to keep fleecing them if they pick up the phone, but I highly doubt they will. But I think this Sunday we fleece them, make that pick a little bit better, go whoop some ass. But they want to prevent that. They hate us for whooping that ass. And they, talk about stuff like, oh, well, the Super Bowl year, we woulda, coulda, shoulda. Don't care. We won the Super Bowl. Keep dreaming, pal. It's like 5 years by now. Like, holy hell. But they're about to catch this ass beating, and I cannot wait to see it. It's truly going to be beautiful. But you see the standings there. Now let's take a look at how this team has fared on both offense and defense. We're going to take a look at the stats here, and we're also going to take a look at where that has them ranked in the NFL. So let's take a look here. You see they're tied for 22nd in points per game, 18th in yardage, 19th in rushing, 15th in passing yards per game. So not so great, only giving up 2 sacks per game. That's not bad in the top 10 there, but turning the ball over, tied for 22nd with almost an interception per game, and then 0.7 fumbles lost per game, tied for 23rd. So that puts them at 29th in the league with 1.5 turnovers per game. That is not great. So this offense, it has its flaws for sure, and we're going to talk about certain players here shortly. But this defense, we talked about, that's something that's been able to help them in recent years. Now, a lot of that's the run defense, but you see here, 14th in points, 9th in yardage, so not horrible, but 23rd against the run. So worse than the Eagles, and everybody thinks we're the worst run defense in the league. But this team has had more struggles than us, and they're supposed to be one of the best run defenses in the game. So huge to see that, and hopefully we're going to run that damn ball right down their throats. Drew, I want to hear you say it in that damn chat because it needs to happen. I don't know how many times we have to say it. Is this effing candy, man, to get that ball running? But I need to see it. Now, in the passing game, they are 2nd in yards per game, 4th in yards per attempt, and 9th in yards per completion. So top 10 in all of those categories. Tied for 9th in sacks per game with 2.7. So, again, this is not a defense to just sleep on. They have their issues. They are allowing more in the run game, but still a good defense. A lot of really talented young players we're going to talk about here shortly, but not turning the ball over. That's one thing this defense has struggled to do. You see tied for last with interceptions, tied for 20th in fumbles, and then dead last, not even a turnover per game with 0.7. So this team has had its struggles, and I'll show you the Eagles here quickly. I know this is a show about the Saints, but you see what they're matching up against: top 10 offense and defense, and obviously a lot higher than top 10, but in the top 10 on both categories. And look, this team means business. Don't listen to what the media is trying to spew. Oh my God, the Eagles with their backup quarterback almost beat the Dallas Cowboys, even though they turned the ball over 4 times and gave up 20 points off of turnovers. Still almost beat them without their MVP quarterback. Still, that to me speaks volumes. And without the mistakes, I think a lot of things could have happened. Sure, Jalen Hurts probably wins that game. It didn't happen. He didn't play, so we have no idea. But the point of the matter is, it's hilarious that, the season's over for the Eagles. All they have to do is win one game, and they're literally the number 1 seed. But we're apparently not even making the playoffs in their minds. It's over. Everyone else is a contender. And it's like, all right, dude. I actually prefer it that way, though. All the people go back to the bandwagon stuff, all that. Please, for the love of God, let us enjoy this season. And, I think all the people that were obviously very upset about the success of Jalen Hurts, Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, all the people that they were, bashing all offseason, they've been waiting for a failure. So this to them is the biggest failure. To me, I'm brushing it off. I'm not even sweating it. We go win this Saints game. We lock it up, rest some players, and we're ready to go, baby. Let's go. But they're going to spin whatever they need, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Whatever makes them feel better at night and about their obviously misinformed narratives this offseason. So, look, man, let them try to, yes, finally, the Eagles are going to suck. And it's like, nah, I think I'll pass. So the Birds going to come out, whoop some ass, and, well, they'll switch their narrative again. Are they the best team I've ever seen? I don't know. It's like, all right, dude. Woo, pretty wild out there. But let's talk about this. Exactly who they are, the New Orleans Saints. Let's talk about this team here. And we know that, they've got a coaching staff here. Dennis Allen, a lot can be said about him and things he's done in the past, but defensive-minded guy. He's got Pete Carmichael there on offense, Ryan Nielsen as his DC, and then Darren Rizzi as the special teams coordinator. But this team, you say what you will. For me, I would have played Jameis Winston if I'm them, but riding with Andy Dalton, seeing where the wheels take him, I think that, tanking essentially. But look, I think the misusage of Alvin Kamara, has been skewed at times. That line has had its issues. There's been injuries. I know Andres Pete just got hurt last week. So take it all with a grain of salt. They've got a lot of talent here, but Dennis Allen, as a head coach, So I think we've got smarter coaches on each side. So we'll see how this goes. My man, Drew, let's go run the damn ball. That is going to be one of the top matchups this Thursday. Looking forward to it. My man, Joseph, with the backup here. Run the damn ball. And then Liz, 3 times a charm. Candyman, let's go. Run that damn ball. Don't take me back to my childhood where I feel like I'm screaming at Andy Reid. Oh, 4th and inches. Here comes an effing Hail Mary. Look, I love Andy. I love Nick, love Doug, but there are so many times in the past 15, 20 years of my effing life that this has become my motto. Run the damn ball. And I understand it's a passing league. I do. But you can do so much more when you run that damn ball. Appreciate all of you. Let's speak it into existence, ladies and gentlemen. Run that damn ball. One thing we cannot do is take any of these last 2 teams to grid. No, definitely not. Even if we have gotten over them in front office example, the Bear. Yeah, man. Well, look, this team, they're going to come out and play. But one thing people have to understand is this is the NFL. Other teams are going to play too. And just because on paper or in Madden it says we are supposed to beat someone or it's supposed to go like this, does not mean that's how it's going to go. And that's not what I'm saying you're saying. But when you see the chaos out there, people, oh, well, this is supposed to go like this and it's like, look, man, when you look at all the stupid things the Eagles did in this game, the fact that we were even in this game is insane, really insane. And for me, I think that there have been times I felt like you came in a little sloppy, you were sleeping on a team. So I hear what you're saying. But look, other teams, this is the NFL, and they're going to come out swinging, and especially when you're the best team in the league. People are going to play 10 times harder. And I don't care what they say. That's just how you see it, man. And I agree with you in the sense that, they cannot come out slow. You cannot take anyone for granted. I agree with you, and I don't think they are. I think this is exactly what the Eagles needed. Everyone to back off, get off their jock, best team ever. It's like, all right, dude. But let's get back to what we are good at, and that's dominating everyone. So I understand injuries happen. We're going to figure things out. They see the holes, what they try to do to adjust in-game, where they need to fix. Okay, slot guys out. Okay, we're missing our nose tackle. All right, now we're missing, your right tackle's gone. These are all things that mid-game adjustments, we've seen it. And we just would prefer, you don't have to make too many adjustments. You just come out with the right game plan. And I think if Jalen Hurts is in that game, it's 10-0. We keep going. Avonte gets that sack. It's not even a game. You know what I mean? The pedal to the metal, it's game over for them. So they were lucky in that sense. But look, I'm not going to take away from them. They won the game. I'm not somebody like, oh, well, this is an excuse. They beat us, man. And that's simple as that. And I'm okay with it because I had us at 15 wins. So if we can get 15, I'll take it, man. Let's go win these next 2. But even if it's just 1, I'm perfectly fine with that. All I want is that number 1 effing seed. Candyman, whatever we got to do to get this damn run game going. Liz, I'm calling the Candyman. I'm calling whoever I got to do. I got to turn the lights off here. What do we got to do? Candyman. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind. But Eagles 45-3. Let's go. I'm all about it. I think we're going to come out pissed off, even if it's Gardner Minshew. I think he can, run the ball and you can take things away from him. He's a dink and dunk kind of quarterback, and he can surprise you with some crazy play here and there. But he gets it done with, short pass, intermediate stuff. And I think that you can tear them apart with that. And they've got a really good team. We're going to see that in a second here. But look, we can beat them for sure. Big Red used to kill me. Bro, by design to just make me want to jump out of a window, Doug. And then with Sirianni, his first few games of his career, it was like, and then he gave the play calling to Steichen. And it was like, dude, I'm getting tired of having to say this with every effing coach. So I'm with you, dude. Killed me. Gets it 40. I'm with you. Give him 20, 25 carries. Let's run that effing ball, man. Let's go. And bring up Trey Sermon, too. If anybody's getting hurt or you need a tougher back, let's see what he's got, dude. I know you're seeing him in practice, but let's throw him in a game here. Look, Kenny and Boston, I like what they bring, but it's almost the same effing thing here. You got 3 backs almost identical in play. And look, there are differences, but you need a bruiser here for certain situations. And I know that's not how this offense works, but if you don't have Jalen Hurts, that takes away from what you feel is your other running back. What you can do with the RPO out of shotgun with Jalen Hurts, that puts someone on their feet. You don't have that, man. So sometimes, and look, the QB sneak still works beautifully, but hey, just my opinion. I'd start taking a look at some of these back end guys at a time where you can. Don't throw him into the fire, get yourself screwed here. Still run the ball with Miles, but I'm saying give those 4 or 5 carries to someone like him, because these next couple of weeks, let's see what these other guys can do. We're going to need depth throughout this postseason. Injuries happen all of the time. It's an unfortunate part of the game, but we'll see. All about running the ball. We all are. We need to use Miles, 15, 20 carries. Well, and that's what I'm saying, man. Get him 20, 25, and the backups can have their 10 to 15. But run the damn ball. Have us winning by 14. Let's go. Have us winning by 20 plus. So we're going to go out here, beat some ass. Turnover machine. Andy Dalton, let's make it happen. Look at the KC run game since Andy's been there. Everyone on offense over there is a wide receiver. Yeah, man. Exactly. Yeah, that's my point. So run the damn ball, please. And thank you. Now let's jump into this roster. We're going to go through each position by position, with the starters, the depth, and then, of course, the injuries. And then at the end, you'll see the depth chart as a whole. So that way, you're not like, who was the guy that was here? You'll see it. So let's jump into it. Quarterback, Andy Dalton, just mentioned, and then Jameis Winston as the backup. And if I were the New Orleans Saints, I would have been playing Jameis Winston, but that's just me. He's a gunslinger. I know he makes mistakes, but he at least does a lot more good than Andy Dalton. He's just kind of a lot of mistakes. And look, he's so weird, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde with Andy Dalton. You never know if the dude's going to have like a 300-yard passing game or a 100-yard passing game with 4 turnovers. So we'll see what we get here, but let's go beat some ass here with Andy Dalton. Not afraid of him, man, but watch out for that Dinkin and Duncan. Now, Saints running back Alvin Kamara, one of the best I've watched in recent history, but falling off a little bit this year. Last week, finally got himself a touchdown. It's been a while. So, look, he tied, I believe, Marcus Colston's record there for Saints history. I think it was like 72 career touchdowns, something like that. But good for him. That's great. But we've been able to shut down these running backs, and we need to continue doing that week in and week out. I'd like to see another week where this is their offense here. Alvin Kamara is their best piece, so you shut him down. Now, David Johnson got some reps last week. Got to shut him down if he gets it. Haven't seen any Eno. Dwayne's been banged up. And then you've got fullback Adam Prentice there. Mark Ingram on IR. But those are the running backs for the New Orleans Saints. And now the wide receivers you see here. Chris Olave, he missed last week. A little banged up. We'll see tomorrow what his status is. Rashid Shaheed has been called upon. And that kid is actually pretty fun to watch on offense and in the special teams game. And they've got Traquan Smith there. But they just put Jarvis Landry on IR last week. They've been missing Michael Thomas, and Deontay Hardy has been on IR. So they are definitely missing a plethora of weapons. So you've got guys like Kirk Merritt and Marquez Callaway as your depth pieces. So going to be intriguing. I know this secondary is pissed off. They've had a lot of mistakes as of late. It'd be great to get CJ Gardner-Johnson back. Ex-Saint, let's go. But Chris Olave is pretty talented, so shut him down, watch him in the slot, figure out what you got to figure out, Jonathan Gannon. Then at tight end, Juwan Johnson. And look, they use all 3 of their tight ends. Adam Troutman actually last week had the most amount of snaps I saw, so it just depends on what week and what formations they want to use to try to beat that opposing team. So Juwan Johnson, Taysom Hill, Adam Troutman, you got to watch out for all of them. And Juwan Johnson's a very talented ex-receiver. Adam Troutman's got a great receiver skill set. And then Taysom Hill, jack of all trades. So watch out for all 3 of these tight ends. And then the Saints offensive line, we talked about this, brought in James Hurst. I believe last year they've got Andres Pete, Eric McCoy, Calvin Throckmorton, and Ryan Ramczyk. And then you've got Lewis Kidd, Landon Young, Trevor Penning as depth pieces. And then you've got your star center, Cesar Ruiz. He can play guard too. He is on IR right now. And then you've got Ethan Greenidge on IR as well. So that was the New Orleans Saints offense. And we're going to jump into this defense in a second here. Let me check these comments out real quick. I can't just see them. I have to go back over, click it. And so if you're ever wondering, you know what I mean? I got to go back to it to see what you guys are saying. So Sanders is going to have a big day. I truly do hope so, Joseph. I truly do hope so, my man. We can get this done. And if it's, Gardner Minshew again, I would hope that we run that damn ball. I never understand why he doesn't play, especially with him resigning. Yeah, I don't get it, man. Like I said, maybe they're trying to tank here because there's no way in anyone's right mind to be like, yeah, what? I'm going to go with Andy Dalton over Jameis Winston. Whatever, man. How about the fall of Michael Thomas, one of the biggest drop-offs? Well, yeah, injuries happen, man, and it's unfortunate. I never thought he was too great. I thought he was a good receiver, but, they call him the slant god. He could do more than that, but a lot of his work with Drew Brees and in that slant, the slants that he was getting, in that offense, a lot of his work. But look, it is what it is. When you don't have a good quarterback, it makes things tough. So pretty crazy to see him fall off like that, though. A lot of tough breaks indeed, my friend. A lot. And then you're going to see some injuries on defense here, too. Same can be said how Tre'Quan Smith hasn't turned out. Yeah, man, he or Marquez Callaway, and they've got some speed. They help in the return game. But, yeah, they haven't done much. And the only reason they're really seeing time is because of those injuries. So pretty wild. But, Nina, look at this. Now we have just filled out the complete all-star cast. Let's go. Love to see you in the building. We've got everybody here. Drew, Liz, Tim, everybody's out there. Even Tyree's in here. He was early. Let's go. Nina, hope you and the family are doing well. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Got to see your post. Loved it. Let's go. Love to see you in here. Better late than never, So if you rewatch it, let me hear your thoughts. We went through all the other stuff. Now we are about to go through the defense. Didn't look at the depth chart yet, though, so you will get to see this offense one more time here. But I truly appreciate you tuning in, Nina. Hope you and Mom and the pup, Eagle, had yourselves a fantastic Christmas. I know it was a wild, like 4 or 5 days. Like, it's just been Christmas every day. I'm like, oh, my God, we're going here now. And you guys, like, when I was making those shows, like, yesterday, I wasn't even supposed to make any. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I literally didn't even get home till late yesterday, and it was nuts. Each time I made that video, I got home quick. Was like, yeah, just give me like 10 minutes, and I just try to make those videos. And it was like, oh my God, it made more chaos for my days. But never want to miss anything for you guys, and truly appreciate you taking the time. Love to see the brotherly love, sisterly love being shared in the chat, and we're gonna jump right into this defense. Let me hear your thoughts on this. We'll start it off in the trenches. Defensive tackle, David Onyemata and Shy Tuttle starting there. And then you've got Malcolm Roach and Kentavious Street there. Albert Huggins on IR. Then a defensive end, you've got yourself Cameron Jordan and Carl Granderson with some pretty good depth here in Marcus Davenport, Tanoa Passignan, and then Peyton Turner. And you talk about falling off or not living up to expectation. Davenport and Turner could be said, but Granderson's been stepping it up, and Cam Jordan, he's still a stud in this league. So gotta watch out for that pass rush, something we've struggled with, but have definitely worked on and got better. We're missing Lane Johnson though, so Jack Driscoll, if he's the guy stepping in, let's go. Now at linebacker, you've got yourself Pete Werner, and then you've got look, he's competing with Brandon Graham here for the Man of the Year award here. And Demario Davis is a stud on and off the field. I've always liked his play, and he's a good person. So like him, but don't like him on Sunday. And then if you notice that name at the bottom, Kaden Elliss, yes, if you're asking yourself, does he have relation to Eagles linebacker Christian Elliss? Yes, that is his brother. We talked about that this summer. Christian Elliss' other brother is Noah Ellis. He was the nose tackle that was here and then got waived with an injury settlement. So there's 3 of those guys in the league. One of them actually not in the league, but Christian Elliss now on the active roster, just signed. You love to see that before last week's game. Now he'll be going against his brother, possibly on special teams, but it's pretty cool to see on opposing teams, both of these guys. Now, Caden obviously getting the start, but a lot of injuries there. DeMarco Jackson and Zach Bond, and then you've got Summers, Hanson, and Dowell as depth. So he's getting his time to shine. We'll see how he does. Now, in the secondary for the Saints, a lot of young talent here. Marshawn Lattimore, the name everyone knows, falling off a little bit, but still pretty damn good. Brought in Bradley Roby. And then you've got Paulson Adebo. And look, Roby been there for a couple years. Lattimore been there for a couple years. I think Adebo was drafted maybe last year. Really like that kid. But, man, he is a stud. And because of some injuries, they brought in Chris Harris and Isaac Yiadom with Alante Taylor there, their young rookie. So you've got some depth there as well. But look, some talented old guys helping out some of these younger guys, and then some mid-range guys. So a lot of talent in this secondary. Why they are one of the best secondaries in this league right now, second against the pass. So these guys really do their work, and it's going to be fun to watch our wide receivers going up against these guys. And then at safety, you've got Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May, 2 of the biggest free agents this offseason at safety, both joining the Saints. And obviously that helped us get CJ Gardner-Johnson. They've still got the versatile defensive back, PJ Williams there. They've got Justin Evans, JT Gray, and Daniel Sorensen there. Smoke Monday, or like my man Nate Dogg says, smoke every day, is also on IR. That was pretty corny. Apologize for that. Now let's keep it moving on to special teams. You will see here Will Lutz, Blake Gillikin, Zach Wood, And then the formerly mentioned Rashid Shaheed there as their return specialist. So taking the duties of punt returner and kick returner there. But that was the roster for you, ladies and gentlemen. And now up next, we're going to take a look at the depth chart, the offense, the defense, and then the special teams. So you can see it all as a whole. And then as we go throughout the week, we will learn what the injuries are, who's questionable, who's out, all this other great stuff. And I will keep those depth charts updated so that each day you can get a better idea of who is actually playing this Sunday. And if someone misses, who will be taking their place. So try to keep you up to date with all of that stuff. Love to see the love being shared some more. Let's go. Kim Jordan is definitely a beast. Carl Granderson, the baseball player. Yeah, how about it? I literally, when I was making these earlier, I was like, Carl Granderson. I was like, oh, yeah. And, you know, you get some of that in these sports where you're looking someone up and you got to do stuff and you're like, that is not the guy. So love it. Good call. It was great, Joseph. I love to see it. That is what this is all about. You guys sharing that love down below. Let's go. Let's go. And I'm really happy to see that you guys had a Merry Christmas or whatever holidays you guys are celebrating. Love to see it. Yo, my man Sean, let's go. This party it's getting rowdier and rowdier as the time goes by, and I love to see it. So let's get ready, indeed. And we're here. We're getting ready, my man. We're going to go get that #1 seed. If you have the time, go check out the beginning of this video. We went through, talked about all of the stuff you see here listed. Now we're going to take a look at everything on the depth chart here as a whole so you can get a better idea. You'll see the different colors, all that great stuff. But Sean, truly appreciate you tuning in, and a Merry Christmas. Hope you had a happy holiday. And anybody just tuning in, the same to you. But let's jump into this New Orleans Saints depth chart. Now, the names in white are the players that have been there beyond this year. Names in black are the names that these are the players that just got there this year. So you see here, Andy Dalton, now their starting quarterback. Running back, you've got Kamara still with Johnson brought in, Benjamin just recently because of Mark Ingram going on IR. You see how to shove him in there. Then below Benjamin is their fullback, Adam Prentice. Don't miss that. Then the receivers, Olave, Shaheed, Smith. And we talked about the fact that Chris Olave is banged up. So I will keep my eye on that for you, keep you updated with that, because if they're missing him, that would be massive. You see, on IR is Michael Thomas, Deontay Hardy, and Jarvis Landry. Those are big blows for them. So they're going to have to get it done with their depth pieces. And then the tight ends we talked about, all those guys are healthy, and they use them all aplenty. So watch out for Johnson, Troutman, and Hill here. And then the offensive line, obviously we talked about Cesar Ruiz being a big loss for them on IR. That's unfortunate. Not sure. I guess I forgot to delete that when I was using this, but Taylor Lewan is definitely not a New Orleans Saint. My apologies. Now on to the defense. You will see here. Look, the only thing they changed was those safeties when it comes to starters. And then the depth pieces, they picked up a lot for the secondary. And then they got themselves Contavious Street in the middle. That's about it. But a good defense, so didn't really need to alter too much there. And look, again, I still feel one of the better defenses in this game, even though they've struggled with the run there. But you see here, you've got Adebo and Lattimore with Roby and Chris Harris. Maybe he, as he gets more familiar with his team, starts taking reps, whatever happens there. But he, I'm sure, is still one of the better corners in the game. I know he's not the Chris Harris of old, but still got a lot of talent there. And then you see the depth there at safety. We'll keep our eye on Marcus May. He has had some injuries this year. We'll see if he's ready to go. But you've got guys like Sorensen, Evans, who can come in, can help you out here, and PJ Williams, the versatile defensive back we have talked about. Now, on special teams, we just looked at these guys, but you see Lutz, Gillick, and Wood, they've been there. Then you've got Shaheed here now. And if you need, you could use Callaway. Dwayne Washington's been banged up. We'll see what his status report is tomorrow. But, injury report at least. We'll see how he does because you've already got Landry and you've already got Hardy on IR. So, slim pickings here for the return game. But Shaheed has been getting it done. So if he stays healthy, they will be good there. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got for you tonight. And I truly appreciate each and every one of you that took the time. We got Keon in here now. Let's go. You know it. We're about to lock it up, lock up that #1 seed, lock up that NFC East. Let's go. Let them keep hating. Let them keep talking about, oh, well, this team, we knew they weren't championship caliber. They're one and done. What? Because we almost beat the Cowboys, who are their best team ever, because they're the regular season Super Bowl champions, because they beat a backup quarterback. Yeah, okay. Wait till we get our MVP quarterback back, and then you can start bragging and probably won't see those 4 turnovers or the 20 points scored off of those turnovers. So best of luck to him. But Keon, I truly appreciate you taking the time. I'm actually just getting headed out. But if you rewatch this video, always, all of you, feel free to comment down below. I love when I get your guys' comments, and whenever I see them, I love interacting with you. You want to keep the conversation going in those comments? Let's go! I am always down to talk some birds, especially in times like these when people just trying to throw out anything negative that will stick, anything they can get people to believe and whine about. You know, it's out there, and I do my best to get people on board because we're heading on the road to victory. And that's right. They'll be on board once we make it to the Super Bowl, but we've been trying to get them on board from the get. Now, this loss, everybody jump back to being Cowboys fans, whatever. Good. We need to stay pure here, ladies and gentlemen. Good juju only. We do not want the bandwagon fans tainting this beautiful Super Bowl run we're about to have. So let's go. Love Keon coming in at the end, bringing that energy. Let's go. Imagine them going deep in the playbook. Oh, you know they will. Taysom Hill, they're going to be throwing it all out there. You know it. And when we get into those top matchups, Drew, you know we'll be talking all about that stuff. And I hope that I will see you on that Thursday to talk about that stuff. But tomorrow, I will be back with that initial injury report that you all crave so desperately for both teams. So you will know all the updates, not just Lane and Devontae, which we know. Go check those videos out. I'll pin them down below. But we also need to know about Jordan Davis, Jalen Hurts, as CJ Gardner-Johnson come back. So tomorrow, about 4:30, 5 o'clock, I will be here. Do yourself a favor, turn that notification bell on, and you can join me, and that would be a huge favor for me. I would love to talk some birds with you tomorrow, but that's all I've got for you tonight. I'm going to get rolling out here. But if you're watching this later, again, if you want to talk about these Saints, you want to talk about the birds, whatever it is, feel free to comment down below. If you got something from this video, do me a favor, hit that like button. For those of you just subscribing or pondering subscribing, I truly appreciate you taking that step to do that. Hitting that subscribe button truly helps me out. So thank you to all of you. Again, a very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to all of you. I hope you all enjoyed the time with your family, friends, got everything you wanted. But I'm heading out now. So if you need anything, feel free to reach out down below at any of those platforms. You can always comment, and I'll see that, whatever it is. But you have yourselves a great rest of the night. And until tomorrow, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. Have a great night. Stay safe, and as always, go Birds!